Hello, this is the session for grammar, okay, English grammar, and today's our chapter will be phrases and clauses. What is the chapter today? Phrases and clauses. Okay, you have learned sentences. Now, in that sentences, phrases are also there and clauses are also there. You have to understand the difference between that. Okay, what are phrases in a sentence and what are clause in a sentence? Fine. So, we will move first to the introduction of the phrases and clauses. Fine. Then I'll explain you what are phrases and clauses, and then we'll move to the exercise. Okay. So, let's move to the introduction first, and let me tell you what are phrases and what are clauses. We all use sentences in our day-to-day life. Whatever we speak is a sentence, right? Now, why do we speak those sentences? We speak that sentences to make others understand what we feel, what we think, and what we want. So, to express anything, we have to use sentences. Okay, and as we have learned in the last grammar session, I had told you what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. Okay, like example, I am feeling very thirsty. I am going to visit my aunt. I am going to lit the lamps. Okay, I like to play football. There are 3 brilliant students in this class. Children are sitting under the tree. Such kind of sentences are, these type of sentences are complete sentences. You can say as they are complete sentences. Why? Because we understand something from that. Okay, it shows the feeling, or you can say it gives us the full meaning. Right. Now, from this sentences, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words that makes sense but not a complete sense. Means from this sentence only, the one which we have read. I am feeling thirsty. I am going to my aunt's house. Children are sitting under the tree. All these sentences are complete sentences, but in this sentence itself you will find the phrase. Now, what are the phrases from these sentences? The phrases from these sentences are on the table, under the tree, behind the bars, lit the lamp, and right, to visit my aunt. Such kind of words are, group of words are phrases. They make a sense, but they do not make a complete sense. So, what is a phrase? If somebody asks you what is a phrase, then you can say phrase is a group of words that makes sense but not a complete sense. A phrase does not have, how would you know in a sentence or whenever it is been asked that please pick out the phrases from the sentence or pick out the phrases from the given sentences? Then you have to know first main thing that a phrase does not have a subject or a verb. There won't be a verb or a subject in a phrase. Okay? A phrase is a group of 2 or more words without any finite verb. Verbs are of 2 kinds, auxiliary and main verb and auxiliary verb, right? So, the phrase will not have any kind of such verb. First thing is that. Okay? The phrase is a part of a sentence, but it cannot stand on its own. If I only write you under the tree, if I only write the sentence under the tree, will you understand anything? Who is under the tree? What is under the tree? Right? Means here it's telling that phrase is a group of words which does not stand alone, okay, and the phrase does not have a subject or a verb, okay. Like if I give you an example, Meena is sitting under the tree. Now from this sentence you have to pick out the phrase. If I tell you to pick out the phrase from the sentence Meena is sitting under the tree, right? Then here under the tree is a phrase. From this sentence the phrase is under the tree, okay. That does not make a complete sense. It has a meaning. Under the tree means something is under the tree, but what is under the tree, it's not making any sense, okay. But these three words alone cannot give the complete meaning. There is no clue that who is there, what is the subject doing under the tree, okay. So that is why the sentence, or you can say, sorry, the group of words which do not contain a subject or a verb or make a complete sense on its own is called a phrase, okay. It does not have the subject, like under the tree. Here under the tree means under the tree does not have a subject Meena and does not have a verb sitting. Means under the tree the subject is doing what? Is the subject sitting, standing, sleeping, jumping under the tree? What is it doing? No verb is there. So how would you identify the phrase from a sentence? A phrase does not have a verb or a subject, okay. Let's move to the next, and our next is clause. Now talking about the clause, what is a clause? What are clauses, or what is a clause? Okay, so clauses are group of words that includes a subject or a verb and a verb, okay. Clauses will have a subject and a verb, okay. How? Clause is a group of words or a part of sentence having a subject and a predicate, or you can say a subject and a verb. You must have learnt in your junior classes what is a subject and what is a predicate. So if you want to identify a clause from a sentence, you should know that the clause is the group of words, okay, or a part of a sentence. The phrase does not have a verb or a subject, but a clause has a subject and a verb. Fine. It is a group of words but not necessarily a complete meaningful sentence. Again, a clause is also a group of words, but it is not necessary that that group of words will have a complete meaningful sentence, okay. However, sometimes a clause can give the complete meaning alone itself. How? She giggled. If I tell you a sentence, she giggled, or you can say mother baked, the school celebrates. These are also the group of words, right? Here we have the subject, here we have the verb. But what is missing here? Here the thing which is missing is the supporting words, or you can say the object. If I say the girl giggled, the she giggled on what? How did she giggle? Okay, mother baked, group of words. Mother, okay, mother is also there, subject is also there, and verb is also there, right? But what is missing? Mother baked. But what has the mother baked? Has mother baked biscuits? Has mother baked cakes? Has mother baked pizza? What mother has baked is missing, okay. Now if I say the sentence she giggled, In this sentence, in this example, the two words, she is the subject and giggled is the verb, right, gives the complete meaning that the girl laughed softly and repeatedly in a silly manner. This is an example of independent clause because the clause itself makes the complete sense, right? While she was singing, if I give you some other example, now the second example if I am giving you, that while she was singing, the audience sang along to encourage her. In this, the part of sentence while she was singing has a subject also and has a predicate also. Because while she was singing, the audience sang along to encourage her is a sentence, and from this, while she was singing is a clause. Okay? So, it's a clause but it does not make any complete sense. Again here, the group of words from the sentence when she was singing, the audience sang along to encourage her. From this, while she was singing is the group of words and that is the clause, but this group of sentence is not making any complete sense. Okay, the sentence does not tell us what happened while she was singing. This clause, while she was singing, is not expressing anything. That what happened while she was singing? Did she faint? Did she dance? Okay? Was she clapping while singing? Or such kind of, nothing has been mentioned there. So such group of words are clauses but they do not make a complete sense. This is an example of dependent clause. Independent clause and dependent clause. There will be two kinds of clause. I'll explain you that also further. Okay? Because it depends on rest of the part of the sentence. Here also I have given you two sentences. She giggled and when she was singing, the audience sang along to encourage her. She giggled is on its own a clause but an independent clause which does not need any support of other sentences or other words. While she was singing, it's also a clause but it is a dependent clause and it depends on the rest of the part of the sentence to give out a complete meaning. So clauses are of two types, independent clause and dependent clause. Dependent clause depends on the rest of the part of the sentence to give a complete meaning or clear meaning, and independent clause does not need any support of any rest of the part of the sentence. It is a complete sentence on its own. Fine? So this is about the clause. Now, as I told you that clauses are of two types, dependent clause and independent clause, right? Dependent clause has a noun, has an adjective, has an adverb. Okay? Dependent clause will have all these three things. Okay? Because it is a complete sentence in itself. It does not need any part of the sentence to express itself. And independent clause. Independent clause is only a group of words, but unless and until there is rest of the part of the sentence, okay, it cannot give a complete meaning. Means dependent clause needs the rest part of the sentence to give out a complete meaning. Understood? What is dependent and what is independent clause? Dependent clause does not need, dependent clause needs support of the rest part of the sentence to give a complete meaning, clear meaning. Independent sentence is an independent on itself. It does not need the support or not depends on the part of the other sentence. Okay? Other part of the sentence. I'm sorry. Okay. Now let's understand this independent sentence clause and independent clause and dependent clause in the form of sentences. Okay? This will be more easier for you to understand. Now, as I told you that the clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb. A clause will always have a subject and a verb. While she was singing. Here the subject is also there, she, and verb is also there, singing. Okay. In independent clause, as I told you, I will explain the independent clause. An independent clause is a simple sentence. You can understand by it. Okay. And it stands on its own. Independent sentence does not depend on any other part of the sentence. It stands on its own. Like, she is hungry. I am not feeling well today. Okay. Such kind of sentences. Now you have read it. Read this sentence. She is hungry. We are understanding on its own. Okay. That is a subject also, she, and that is a verb also, hungry. Right? So this group of sentence is the clause also. It is a simple sentence also. It is a clause also. Okay. Now this group of sentence does not depend on any other part of the sentence. It does not want the support of any sentence, you can say. Okay. Same, I am not feeling well today. It is on its own a sentence, standing on its own. It does not need the support of any part of the other sentence. Now talking about the dependent clause. Dependent clause cannot stand on its own. Okay. It needs an independent clause to complete a sentence. If a dependent clause wants to complete itself in a full sentence or in a meaningful sentence, it should depend, it has to depend, or it needs, you can say, it needs an independent clause to complete the sentence. Dependent clauses often begins with such words like although, since, if, when, like we had the example before this I explained you, she, while she was singing. So if it is an dependent clause, how would you understand? Most of the dependent clause, often, you can say, often they begin with the words like although, since, if, because, when. Okay. Example, I'll give you. Although she is hungry. Now this is a group of words. It is also a clause. But it is an incomplete sentence. We cannot understand anything. Although she was hungry, what did she do? What did she do? What did she eat the food? Or did she sleep hungry? What did she do? Okay. So although she is hungry, it is an dependent clause. Okay, which is not giving us any complete sense. Okay. Next, whoever is hungry. Again, it is a group of word, a clause, but it is not giving us any complete meaning, a meaningful sentence. It is not giving us a meaningful sentence. Because I am feeling well. What happened when I was feeling well? Because I was feeling well, what did I do? Did I dance? Did I sing? Did I sleep? What did I do? It is not telling me anything. Means here, with all these examples, you must have understood what is an independent clause and what is a dependent clause. I'll explain you once more. Dependent clause is a simple sentence and it can stand on its own. Okay. And independent clause. Independent clause is a simple sentence and it stands on its own. And dependent clause cannot stand on its own. It needs an independent clause to complete a sentence. Okay. Fine. Now, as I told you that the dependent clause needs the support of independent clause. How? Although she is hungry, this is a dependent clause. Okay. Now, although she is hungry, she will give him some of her food. Attach these two sentences. You have to join these two sentences and then you will see that one dependent clause and one independent clause, when they are joined together, it makes one complete sentence. Okay. Although she is hungry, she will give him some of her food. Second, whatever they decide. Whatever they decide. It is a clause but a dependent clause, and I will join an independent clause with it. I will agree to. Whatever they decide, I will agree to. This is a complete sentence. Okay, so that is why it has been said that a dependent clause needs an independent clause to complete a sentence. You have seen how did we join the dependent clause with the independent clause to make a complete sentence. Okay, a phrase is a group of words without a subject and a verb component, and clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. Okay, now some examples we'll first read and then we'll move further. Best friend, this phrase acts as a noun. Okay, best friend, this is a phrase, and this phrase acts as a noun. Needing help, this is also a phrase and it acts as an adjective. With the blue shirt, blue, here is a prepositional phrase and with an adjective. Okay, with the blue shirt, the boy with the blue shirt is my brother. We write sometimes this way, right? For 20 days, we went on a vacation for 20 days. This prepositional phrase acts as a adverb. Okay, so these were the independent clause and dependent clause, which you must have understood. Now let's have a look at the difference between the clause and phrase. First, we will have a look on the clause. A clause is a part of sentence that contains a verb, and you have to write down this. Okay, you have to note this down as same it is there on the screen before you. Okay, make a part between your page. At the middle of the page, make a line. At the one column, write clause, and the second column, write phrase, and then note it down. Fine. A clause is a part of sentence that contains a verb. A typical clause consists of a subject and a predicate. The latter typically a verb phrase, a verb with any objects and other modifiers. Means the clause are of two types. That's why it has been given in such a way. Dependent clause also and independent clause also. Sometimes the clauses are in such a form that they are a complete sense on its own, having a subject and a predicate all in round on it. Okay, but sometimes the clauses are in such a form they are depending on others, right? Depending on other parts of the sentences. He must stop laughing. Okay, this is an independent clause or a dependent clause? Independent, because it's standing on its own. It doesn't need any support. They have done the job. Tom likes the meat. We like the music that you brought. These are all kinds of clauses. Now let's see the phrase. The phrase is a small group of words that adds meaning to a sentence. A phrase is not a sentence because it does not have any complete idea with a subject, predicate or verb. Right? A phrase never has a subject or a predicate, or you can say a subject or a verb. So a phrase is very easy to understand. The information age. Now looking at the example of the phrases, the information age, noun phrase. Okay, earnest in her desire, adjective phrase. Much too quickly to see clearly, It is a group of sentence. Just try to understand. It is a group of sentence, but not making any complete sense. But it is a phrase. Okay. And after a very long walk. It is a phrase again, but a prepositional phrase. So there are many kind of phrases which you will learn in further classes. Right now you only have to pay attention on the phrase. What is a phrase? Don't go for adjective phrase, noun phrase, adverb phrase or prepositional phrase. What is a phrase? The group of words that does not make any complete sense and does not have a subject or a verb. And clause is the part of the sentence that contains a verb also and a subject also. Okay. Moving further, okay, more about clauses and phrases means now we will have a look at the exercises. Now what are you to do here? What will you do? Here you are going to circle the predicate and underline the subject and double underline the phrase. Understood? Circle the predicate. First divide the sentence into two. Subject, predicate. You have got the predicate, circle that predicate. Okay? Now you have got the subject, underline that subject. Now from that subject and that predicate you have to underline the phrase. And that phrase is to be underlined double, twice. 1, 2. Got it? Don't get confused. Circle the predicate, underline the subject and double underline the phrase. While on spring vacation, Alex built a model aeroplane. While on spring vacation, Alex built a model aeroplane. From this, double underline the phrase, circle the predicate and underline the subject. Now first let's circle the predicate. Okay. From this, the predicate should be a verb. So what is a verb here? In this sentence the verb is built. So you have to circle the verb built. Okay. Next, underline the subject. Underline the subject. Now here the subject will be a noun or a pronoun. So here the noun is Alex. So Alex is the subject. And double underline the phrase. Double underline the phrase. Now the phrase is a group of words without any subject and a predicate. So here the group of words while on spring vacation. Standing on its own? No. So it is a phrase. Next, while gluing on a wing. While gluing on a wing, he found that he was missing a piece. Now from this, again divide the sentence into subject and predicate. Subject is a noun or a pronoun. So here subject is he. Underline it. Predicate should be the verb and the rest of the part of the sentence. So predicate is found. And phrase, double underline the phrase. The phrase here is while gluing on a wing. Okay, I have done this for you. Rest of it is to be done by yourself. I have done 2 for you. Understood? I'll solve 1 more for you and then rest 7 is to be done by you. When he looked for the piece, Alex could not find it anywhere. Subject, Alex. Predicate, find. And phrase, when he looked for the piece. Understood? Fine. Let's move to the next exercise. Rest of the sentence you have to solve it. Just circle the predicate, underline the subject and double underline the phrase. Let's move to the other part. Now in this exercise 2, what are you to do? You are to Write C and P. C for clause and P for phrase. Okay? Feeling bad about it. Feeling bad about what? And who's feeling bad? Is there any subject here? No. The verb? No. So, it is a phrase. It went up the hill. It went up the hill. Does it make any sense? Yes. It has a subject here. It has a verb here. So, it is a clause. It's standing on its own. Killed all birds. Who killed all birds? What killed all birds? Right? Means we are not able to understand. It is a group of words but without a complete sense. So it is a phrase. P. It was here. What is here? It is here. It was here. What was here? It was. Now it could be a bird, it could be a thing, it could be an animal, it could be anything. But it is being given here. So it was here. It is a complete sense. So it is a clause. Rest done by you. Now you have to do rest of the other sentences. Okay. With this, our grammar topic, clauses and phrases is over. I hope you have understood everything. That what is a clause? A clause is a group of words which stands on its own. It has a subject and a predicate. Okay. And what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not a complete sense. And how would you identify a phrase? A phrase does not have a subject or a verb. Okay. Clauses are of two types. They are independent and dependent. Independent clause is a simple sentence and dependent clause does not stand on its own. If it wants to become a complete sentence, it needs an independent clause in it. Okay. So I hope you have understood the phrases and the clauses. The exercise which I have told you, you have to finish both of the exercises. Some of help I have given you and rest you have to do it on your own. Fine. I'll give you the worksheet soon for this. Till then, you have to learn by heart. Take care of your health. Hope to meet you all soon. Bye.